Obviously, anytime you enter one of these type of situations, you just want our guys to play hard, play healthy, and come out on the back end better than when you started. And I thought that happened tonight. A lot of really good positive steps in the right direction, a lot of correctable mistakes. I get excited because, it's a team I think that wants to be coached, a group that really listens to their, not only their coaches, but other teammates. I thought there was a lot of good communication between our older players and our younger players, some of the guys seeing bullets flying for the first time. Some of those newcomers came in and did some good stuff. Offensively, I like the way Tommy handled, obviously, the huddle, and we've always known he's got a good live arm. It's from the first time you saw him on film to where we saw him today. I know it's the first extensive action. You guys have seen him, but he definitely is a guy that can throw the ball around. He's athletic, dynamic. Had a lot of positive things today, but I thought RJ continued to do some things. Samari's definitely had his best 3 weeks of practice here at the back end. He does a lot of really good things that you get excited about, and we'll see exactly where that position continues to grow. Obviously, Art is right on the verge. When we start up in June, Art will be full go rodeo, so excited to get him back in the lineup, and obviously great competition there at that room. I think iron sharpens iron, and guys will get better with the competition. So overall, offensively, you want to see how they handled the factor of being in a game-like situation, the communication, the execution. There's definitely a lot of coaching points, but overall, I thought they handled it, played pretty clean. Defensively, I want to see how we tackled, especially in space. Some good things there. You saw Kendall Smith make a break on the ball. He's been an impressive guy during camp. I think our returning players, especially in the back end, Quan, Sid, are playing at a high level. Inside with CJ, Dark, and Tariq Barnes. Those three guys give us some really good value. Obviously lost some good edge players, but I thought Zeke, Seth have really had a good spring. I want to get a little more out of Alec Bryant. He unfortunately cramped up a little bit at the beginning. We couldn't get him back out there, but a lot of good things. In the kicking game, we did the rapid fire field goals. It's kind of about what I've been seeing a little bit this spring, a little bit of inconsistency, so a lot of good work to get done there, but stayed healthy. Don't think we had anything significant out there that won't be a short-term recovery. So with that, open up for questions.
It seems like the passing game with that first group is pretty advanced for spring ball. Were you happy for what you saw?
I have. Barry has been very clean, very clear. The one thing that I really appreciate about Barry is that he knows this system. He knows what he wants to do. He knows shall we say, the strengths, the weaknesses, the flaws. And he's able to dictate that to our players very clearly. I think they all listen, and really the respect to me shows from the way our coaches coach for him or coach with him. It's really a good dynamic that we got going offensively, and you saw that there tonight.
What have been the biggest growth points out of Tommy from that first practice to this point now?
Growth points?
Yeah.
He's been a product of other systems, right? And I don't know if he I really don't worry about what happened before he got here. I just worry about what has happened since he's been here. And he's extremely intelligent, good football IQ, very athletic, very accurate passer. Now the game of football, the way that we need to play it, right, and the way that you win games is really literally an everyday learning curve for him. And he takes it and learns from it. Early down versus third down, critical moments. Keep the chains moving as well as taking shots down the field. I thought were really clear to him today, and I would say that as a whole through practices 14, he's definitely gotten better every day.
You talked about Kendall Smith and that interception. Kind of dance around, talked a little trash maybe after that. Is it nice to see guys play with that kind of energy on the back end of the defense?
Well, so today on any transition or possession, right, there was an automatic whistle dead. So when he caught that football, no one was going to tackle him. That's why he probably streaked the way he did. But Kendall's a fun. As a coach, I've really enjoyed coaching him because I've grown with him as well. He's a guy that went in the portal, right? And I remember when we sent our coaches up to see him in Bolingbrook, and he made the decision to come back. It was kind of a good feeling for him. I think he knew the sense of accomplishment. So you love to see players have success, and it's fun to see a guy like that get rewarded.
You've had a full spring to evaluate your roster here. How does that impact how you approach the portal after the spring?
Well, how we approach the portal doesn't change, right? We're always looking for players that we can add. There'll definitely be transition from our roster. I'm aware of that. We'll go into meetings next week. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, they'll meet with their position coaches, their coordinators. I'll have about 28 hours of meetings next week with our players. I meet with every player on the roster, so it just takes the entire week to go through that. I'm sure we'll get a couple surprises, but I think our guys in our program, they like being here, right? I would say that since I've been here, the guys that have portaled in or portaled out haven't really been surprising to me. It's kind of, you can see the writing on the wall. Just I think the way our guys know that we care, the way that we put our arms around them, and I always tell them, right, just because I'm telling you something you don't want to hear doesn't mean I don't love you, right? Like I think part of the process is when people that you respect tell you things that you need to hear and not necessarily what you want to hear. That's a growth in the right direction. We had a couple players last week, two really good players, get into it, and I think that's a great step in the right direction, because when your best players expect the best out of each other, now you got some.
Not a surprise, Bret, but obviously are you happy or pleased with the depth that you have in your running back room and what that could do for you coming fall?
Well, we got good running backs. Obviously Chase and Josh have shown some things. Actually, Chase Hayden actually has had probably his best string of practices since I've been here. Didn't really get a chance to go out there today and prove it, but he's been a step in the right direction. Aiden Lawfrey, you didn't get to see him today. He's been a very exciting player. I appreciate your dialogue the other day when somebody asked me, Chase, who he reminded him of. He's definitely a dynamic player that's making a lot of people miss. You saw Jordan Anderson is a big, strong, powerful back. So we got some guys there, and fortunately a couple others on the way.
Ryan said earlier this week that the benefit of the spring game is get a chance to see that second defensive group and some live action situations and get eyes on them. Who did you maybe see take advantage of that tonight?
Yeah, some of the young DBs, definitely. I think Keontae Curry is a classic guy, right, that we moved from corner into safety, and he's taken advantage. He's really a pretty active kid that practices. I think there was one practice earlier this year, he got his hands on like 4 balls in one period. He's a dynamic guy, but you also see some guys maybe that shows, hey, you got to take a step forward, right? Like Dylan Rosiak pulled up again with a soft tissue. We just can't have that be a chronic thing. He's an exciting player, fun to watch, but some of these guys got to do a better job of taking care of themselves to get to be a more effective player on the field. A guy like Cedarius McConnell has been, in my opinion, the last 2-3 weeks, literally every practice you see him improve. Jimba does a great job of teaching, and Sed has been buying into that thing every day. Really important. Evan Kurtz, right, the guy that has probably been one of the best blessings, surprises, whatever category you want to throw him into. We moved into defense, and I literally wanted to do it like the second or third week of spring ball, but wanted to give him a chance offensively, and then finally I just said, let's do it, and he has been a shooting star. Every player in the locker room, they just, I showed literally the first practice he's in where he had a pretty significant play, and to see our kids' reaction, that's what gets me excited, when our players react to guys that get to take advantage of a new opportunity. That's fun to watch.
This is your last scrimmage of the spring. You've talked about how Jordan Slaughter maybe just needs to get his feedback under him, understand the speed and conditioning after these 3-4 scrimmages you guys have had. Where's he at right now?
Jordan Slaughter?
Yeah,
Jordan's, again, going into the spring was probably one of the guys I was most excited to watch. I've watched him persevere through a very difficult moment, getting injured when he was by friendly fire. It was just a lot of times kids go in the wrong direction, and it's a true testament to Jordan, the way he was raised and the way he was coached and developed. He's been, I would say, a slow, steady improver. Everything he does is a step in. It's hard to flash at guard, right? But I think he's got good power. When he plays with good knee bend and athleticism, he's definitely done well with his body and dynamics that he's added, just his strength and his power, his core power. But I think we got some healthy competition. You got a couple tackles in Isaiah Adams, Palcho, and Julian Pearl, and then Zai can pop out there. Those are 4 guys. Those look like Big Ten linemen. You got Jordan Slaughter, Pilstrom, and then you got Zai that can play in a guard, and you also have Isaiah who can play in a guard. Pearl and Palcho both have played a guard. So when you start talking, you got 7, maybe 8. We'll see what some of these freshmen come in. Now you got something, right? Like you got guys that look like Big Ten linemen, and that's probably been the biggest change for me, standing behind those guys. And then when we have people come to practice that have been around us for a while, they start, the people that I know that respect it, they're like, yeah, this is where we're going.
Right, you had a defense that had so much success last year. Some new personnel, but have you seen that carry over in the spring?
Well, Ryan is a very, I know you guys know him. He's a very kind of soft-spoken, very even-keeled demeanor, but he's got an edge to him on the field, and I think our guys reflect him on a daily basis. Our guys play with a lot of confidence. If they don't have success, they get pissed and they want to do something about it. I think we've seen some dramatic leadership step up of guys that really haven't had to do it in the past. Jake Hansen played a lot of really good football around here. Tony Adams played a lot of good football. Both OC and Isaiah played a lot of football. So now we have new guys coming into those positions, and I really have challenged our players. I've been challenging my coaches since we got back in February or January. Leadership is never good when it's late, right? So we kept pressing these guys on making that leadership happen now. We can't wait till opening week against Wyoming. We can't wait till week 2 against Indiana. We can't wait till the 3-game stretch against Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. We need leadership now, and that's hopefully been able to materialize a little bit.
We got time for a couple questions.
Good game for Isaiah Williams. Is this new offense, you think, better geared scheme-wise to put the ball in his hands?
I appreciate you saying, but I would say it wasn't, right? And I'm going to tell you this. Isaiah Williams has a standard that is very, very high, and I think he would be one that today would say I can do better, right? And he definitely has the ability to improve. He did a lot of really good things today, but my challenge to him is he's going to have to set the standard for what this place is, right? He's extremely talented, very athletic, an explosive player. We will go with what Isaiah Williams can go with, and I think he knows that, sees that, feels that. I love the fact he's had to battle through some injuries and some things this spring. I think he's learned a lot about himself, and he's just scratching the surface. I've said it all along. He's a very dynamic, talented player, and we're going to continue to build it.
But I think a lot of former players back
Yeah.
tonight, not just from your teams, but previous teams as well. Why is it important to do that for an out?
It's probably one of the neater things that has happened because last year we had COVID going on, and we weren't able to have the reunion. Josh mentioned to me early on about how the former players have always come back, and really even the year before I got here, right, they couldn't have it because of COVID. And then even just, I was literally walking out of my office and I got steam wheeled by Posick. Corey Legit was there, a couple other guys who I wish I had them because they looked great. I don't know who they were, but they were there tonight. I know tomorrow we have a big function with them after our senior banquet, and then we'll have an event with them on Saturday. We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, right? And it's been fun because sometimes these guys, literally met a guy that I played head-to-head with, right? When I was a player, and then I coached against a lot of these guys, recruited a lot of these guys. A lot of them told me no and said yes to Illinois, and it's really fun as a head coach to see these guys. I know our coaches are really looking forward to it.
All right.